think one of the best things about finishing last week, camping on top of Little Feathertop, is that this week starts waking up on Little Feathertop. We were treated with a pretty magical sunrise this morning after a good sleep, a good camp sleep, which usually just ends up being a lot of bad sleep, which I figure balances itself out, but we're all packed up, just jogging, shuffling, hiking, 10Ks back to the car. How we got these views? It's not a bad way to start with. Fun. Like 22 Ks, 2 hours, 40 minutes, 800 meters, but it's like 95% humidity. And the intent was just to keep it easy for like 3 or 4 hours, but I immediately realized that there was no easy way of moving through the bush today. I tried to keep slowing it down, but my heart rate was just jacked, so I decided to cut it short. Oh man, I had to stop like 2 or 3 times because I was all lightheaded. I don't know, maybe it's just foreshadowing and I'm getting sick, but I think it was just hot, and I don't do well in the heat. Whew. Oh, I'm absolutely wiped. I haven't felt this wrecked after a run for a long time. I don't wish to be sick. Part of me hopes that I'm coming down with something, because that would excuse me feeling so terrible. Oh man, I just couldn't cool down today. Finished my run, jumped in a cold shower, and just been hanging out in aircon all day. You know, running in the heat is one of those things that everyone says you can train for, but I feel like I've never been able to perform well in heat. It's been such a humid summer here, and I've kind of just gotten used to being wet and sweaty at the end of every run. But being down in Bright last weekend, where there was no humidity, it was so delightful. And so to come back and start running again at home, it's hard work. And this morning was something else. Man, you know, it's times like this where I'd actually quite like a coach, I think, just to bounce off ideas as to what I'm actually doing when I'm trying to adapt to the heat. You know, I was working pretty hard this morning, and I'm not sure whether I should be accounting for the extra effort and reducing my pace so I'm still at that kind of zone 2 output, or whether the heat adaptations come from maintaining my normal pace and running that whole run at some sort of a threshold effort. I don't know. I tried to keep a lid on things this morning and slow it down, but it just felt like no matter how slow I was going, I was just working way too hard. But I think I made the right call, turning in early and cutting my run short, because I am wrecked, and I'd hate to think how I would feel if I pushed on to the 30 Ks that I had planned. Anyway, who knows? Maybe I'm getting sick with something, but chalk that up as not a great run. but they happen once in a while. I'll be right. That'll do me this week. Chalk it up as not a great one. 76 Ks, 7.5 hours, 1600 meters of vert. Not particularly where I wanted to be 6 weeks out from Buffalo Stampede. I think I still stand by my decision to take an extra day off and cut my long run short this week. This was not feeling good. So hopefully next week's a better one. I think there's a cool change on the way. But I have been spending my time going down the deep, dark hole of figuring out how heat adaptation is meant to work. And somewhat unsurprisingly, the cyclists and the triathletes, they know what's up. Dan Bingham and the Ineos guys have released a bunch of content around their world hour record attempt last year. And yeah, cooling seems to be the thing that they put a lot of energy into. Dan Bingham was saying he's eating up to 2 kilograms of ice before each effort. That on top of doing a whole bunch of hot efforts. He'd wear a paint suit on a trainer to do his threshold work. Seems to be what they're doing. And then Olaf Alexander-Boo and his triathlete boys, they're doing a lot of work in heat. So, look, I can't complain too much, I don't think. It should be good for me, I think, is what I'm learning, but it just doesn't feel good, which kind of sucks. But anyway, hopefully there's a cool change on the way, and I can get back to normal training volume next week. But for now, that'll do me. I guess I'll wrap this up and catch you in the next one.